Good morning. I recently had a conversation with a friend, with a good friend, with a person I know since many years, and we had a very inspiring conversation about the videos I make. And during this conversation, this person asked me, Michael, why do you only make videos for beginners? Why do you always only talk on this beginner level, this very simple level? Why don't you talk to people who are spiritually advanced, who are further on that path? Why don't you talk to them? And this question touched me very much. You know, it is like this, that I don't decide how I make a video. I don't decide how I will talk. I don't decide where a video goes. I have an initial inclination what I want to talk about, some kind of inspiration, but that's all. I know nothing else. I don't decide on which level I talk. I don't decide to whom I talk, whether I will talk to beginners or spiritually advanced people. All these things I don't decide, I don't think about. I just sit down and start talking. And I don't know who decides all these things, but it's not me. Yeah. So, I don't decide these things, so basically the question is irrelevant for me, but yet it inspired me very much. I thought about this question, and I noticed something, and I want to talk about this in this video this morning. Because what I noticed is I can only talk to beginners. Because this path to the inside, this path to God, this path into heaven is, the only requirement you need to fulfill in order to be able to walk on this path is to be a beginner. Beginner means I don't know anything. I can't do it. And that's the only requirement. If you can say, I don't know, then you're open. Then you're receptive. If you say, oh, I know it. I know how it works. In some areas of life, this is a good state, but not when it comes to life itself, not when it comes to this inner path, not when it comes to God or heaven. The only requirement for this path to the inside is surrender. Like, okay, it's not me who can do this. I surrender to whatever. Yeah, you surrender to God or to your master if you have one, or to your guru if you have one, or to whatever. But you come to this point where you say, I cannot do this. Life, you do it. Your will be done. And that's the point where you begin to meet God, where you begin to discover your inside. That's the path into heaven. So it's this very beginner state, which is the only requirement. And as long as you are able to maintain this beginner state, you are on safe ground. Yeah. It might sound paradox, but it is like this. Jesus talked about the wedding feast. He said, everybody is invited, but only those with the right garment on, only those who are dressed in the right clothes, only they will be allowed to enter the party, the wedding party. And what is the right garment? What is the right clothing? Innocence. Jesus talks about innocence, not knowing. If you have no clue, if you're just open, if you can say, life, I don't know, but you do. This is the innocence required to join the wedding feast Jesus is talking about. Yeah, this is this beginnerhood. Yeah. I know some people who say, I'm meditating since years, I'm with my master since so many years, and I still feel totally stupid. I know nothing. I still have to start all over again and again. Everybody else is so good, everybody else is so advanced, but I'm just stupid. And if you are one of those people, I say, oh, what a blessing. What a blessing that you can remain this beginner. This is the only thing you need to manage, to stay here, to not know. And that is really difficult, you know. Our intellect doesn't like this at all. The intellect has nothing to do here. The ego has no power here because it's not difficult. You just have to be a beginner. It's like you just have to stay at the first step. There are no steps into heaven. It's like it's one step, but you need to remain at the beginning of this one step. And the rest happens by itself. And our intellect doesn't like it because there's no challenge involved for him. Our ego doesn't like it because it doesn't give the ego any power. This is not a path which has levels. Beginner level, advanced level, master level, guru level. If you are fortunate enough to have a spiritual master, you might have noticed that this master is not sophisticated. He's simple. He's almost like a child. And the longer you know him, the more you notice this guy doesn't know anything. Yeah, that's the wisdom, that's the gift. A guru is not somebody who reached a high level of knowledge, a high level of ability. He reached a high level of emptiness, of not knowing, of being incapable. Yeah, the highest level of beginnerhood, so to speak. This is a contradiction, of course. Yeah, but it is like this. And there are many workshops out there, there are many systems out there. They explain things to you. You can learn step 1, step 2, step 3. You earn levels, you earn points, and you get certificates of different levels. And the first year you do the beginner level, and next year you can do the master level. And all these things, this sounds very interesting, very important. And the intellect loves this kind of thing. The ego loves these things. The more levels, the better. The more complicated, the better for the intellect. The better for the ego. But this utter simplicity, you don't have to know anything. You just surrender. This is terrible for the ego. This is terrible for the intellect. Impossible. And that's why they pull you away from this point, again and again. So the only challenge is to stay at this beginner point. It's so interesting, you know. Basically, we wish so much for a simple life. We are so burdened by this complex life, by this life which we perceive as difficult. But when we are offered the simplicity, we cannot bear it. It's the hardest thing to just live in this utter simplicity. And the only difficulty is, the only resistance is the ego, the intellect, because it has nothing to do here. And that's why I make these videos week by week by week. I don't tell you anything new. I stay at this beginner level. Because I'm a beginner. I am at this level and I refuse to leave this level. I invite you back down to this level again and again and again. Jesus once said something I didn't understand. He said, "Blessed are the meek in spirit. Theirs is the kingdom of God." And I didn't understand, what does this mean? I thought, does he talk about stupid people, unintelligent people? But what he says with meek in spirit is those who have no idea, who have no concepts, those who have nothing in their spirit, those who have an empty spirit, they are blessed. They can walk into heaven. Those who are rich in spirit, full of knowledge, full of concepts, full of levels and certificates, they can't enter. Not because God says you have to stay outside. No, they will not be able to see heaven. They will not be able to see the right path. They walk in the opposite direction without knowing it. They think they're so smart, they think they're so knowledgeable. And this is what's leading them into the wrong direction. And it's paradox, because this beginnerhood is almost unbearable for the intellect. But if you can remain at this point, that's all you have to do. You know, when you do what Jesus says, he says there's only one thing required. One thing. It's totally simple. He says, put God first. Everything else will follow. He says there's nothing else required of you. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be smart. Just put God first. He means know nothing. Surrender to life. Let your life be led by life. Let yourself be guided by life. You don't have to decide. You don't have to know. Let life do it. But this simplicity Jesus offers to you, that's all you have to do. Every day of your life. This is the Samarpan meditation I'm talking about in all of my videos. That's where we do this. We just surrender. We just put life first. We just put God first. Samarpan means surrender. This is the surrender meditation. You don't do anything. You just leave it all to life. And it's so simple. It is so simple. You just do this one thing every day of your life, every moment of your life. It couldn't be simpler. But this is unbearable for us. Yeah. You wish a simple life, and then you suffer from your life. You just suffer, and then for the first time in your life you meet a master who is utter simplicity, or you meet a guru who is even more simplicity, or you stumble across a video of mine, and all I talk about is this one thing, again and again and again. And when you meet this for the very first time, it's like, oh wow, oh, this feels good. I want this. That's what I was looking for. When you meet it for the first time, you see, this is the way, this is what I want. But then you do this for a few days, or for a few weeks, or for a few months. And then your head gets bored. Your intellect has nothing to do. Your ego has nothing to do. Your ego loses power in this simplicity. And what happens then is you get bored. This boredom is the ego saying, no, there must be more. This is not enough. It can't be that simple. And to bear this boredom, to go through that, to remain a beginner, to remain with this simplicity, with this totally simple life. This is the only challenge. And that's why I make videos every week, to support you in this challenge of remaining at this one point of simplicity. Basically, you hear the Master, you hear the Guru talk about this, you hear Jesus, and then your only job is to live with this simple mind, with this meek in spirit, for the rest of your life. And you cannot imagine that this is true. That's the ego. You get bored. Stay here anyway. It's like the advanced people, the sophisticated people. They need more time to slowly sink down to the beginner level. I'm here making videos for beginners. And I'm just waiting for all the rest to slowly get ready for this. I can talk to advanced people. I have nothing to say to them. But they will come to a point where they discover the first taste of simplicity, and then I'm here. And then a guru is here. Then a master is here for you. When you tried so many levels and so many systems and so many complicated things, when you get the experience that it's all interesting, it's all great, but it's not it. In truth, this is not it. Then slowly, you become ready for at Jesus. Then you become ready for the simplicity of the truth. Yeah. It's not so easy, to basically you can say, okay, this whole spiritual thing is so easy. There's nothing to do for me but just to meditate every morning. That's it. Just to surrender in every moment of my life. There's nothing simpler than that. There is nothing simpler than that. And yet, we resist. There is something in us which just can't bear it. There was this movie or this book by Dostoevsky, I think. I think it was the Russian writer Dostoevsky. And the title is The Unbearable... What is it? The Unbearable Lightness, Ease of Life. Yeah, I don't know the correct English translation. The Unbearable Simplicity of Life. That's what he was talking about. He was a very, very wise man. The truth, the real life, the way life is in reality is so simple, so easy. It's unbearable for you as long as this ego is in charge. That's why we have to practice this every day, again and again. And that's why we need reminders by a master or by a guru or by a beginner like me. Yeah. They bring us back to this unbearable simplicity of heaven. Yeah. As long as you have an ego, you don't want to enter heaven. It's too boring for you. It's too simple for you. It's really funny. It's really a joke. So that's why I talk to beginners. And I want to encourage you. Yeah, stay here. And if you are one of those people who feel so inadequate, so stupid because they still are a beginner, I say, oh, good news. Yeah, you are my kind of people. Yeah, I'm here too. You're in good company. Thank you for listening. Thank you. I love you.